You don't think the Warriors got better?
No, bro.
Not enough.
It didn't change the roster.
For the winner.
I mean, I think they got a good player in Jimmy Butler. I think he's going to bring a different energy there.
The Jimmy Butler and Miami Heat saga is finally over.
What's up, my good people? I'm happy to be here.
The forward finally got his wish. He got to play anywhere else but the Miami Heat when the Heat sent him to the Golden State Warriors in a multiplayer deal that saw the Heat get Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, and a protected first-round pick. It was the end of a long drama that saw some NBA greats not backing the star forward for his unprofessionalism in how he handled the situation. Kevin Garnett, for one, was really pissed.
Bro, this is how non-guarantees are going to come into our league right here for shit like this. We fucking fought our ass off through 5 and 6 goddamn lockouts to get to a point where there's where we protect the integrity of the talent. And then that talent has a responsibility to be professional, come in here and do your fucking job. We came in, we did our fucking jobs, you got paid, and you went home.
Gilbert Arenas said he went too far with his antics.
On you.
You stepped over too far that line. Like you had all the leverage.
Too much dip on his chip.
You had all the leverage, and then what ended up happening is the worst thing you could do for yourself is get yourself suspended indefinitely.
Dwight Howard also agreed that he took it too far, saying if he was a GM, he wouldn't sign him.
Go the out of here. Should any NBA team take a chance on Jimmy Butler given his latest antics?
I think he's a great player. I have nothing bad to say about him, but I probably wouldn't. Not at this point. It's just too much from the stuff that I'm seeing and what's going on. I probably, as a GM, wouldn't sign him unless we had a conversation.
Carmelo Anthony even said he was starting to become a cancer to the team.
It was funny at first. Now it's affecting business. You are becoming a cancer to the organization. Forget the team. The organization is starting to feel embarrassed.
Thankfully, all of that drama is now over. And just while many NBA fans have all had something to say about the trade, NBA players haven't been left out. Signing Jimmy Butler to partner with Steph Curry has got many excited. However, many in the league also believe the Golden State Warriors are rolling the dice with Jimmy Butler as they gave up a lot on a 35-year-old player who has shown time and time again not to be loyal to any team. The Warriors gave up Andrew Wiggins and $121 million over the next 2 seasons to bring Butler to the Bay Area. In any case, one of the few to be happy about the deal is his Miami Heat teammate, Duncan Robinson, who is excited that the drama has officially ended and wishes him all the best.
Thank goodness there is a trade deadline, because I just felt like this would have just dragged on for forever. I think a big takeaway of mine is the sort of like unfortunate nature of how it all went down. Anybody who's able to look at it objectively and not over emotionally, anybody would say that Jimmy had an incredible stint in Miami. Obviously sad to see him go, happy to see him go if that's where he wants to be. Obviously didn't want to be in Miami any longer. So, end of an era, I guess.
Former NBA guard Jeff Teague is also excited the guard finally got out of his messy situation in Miami and is looking to see how it fits.
I mean, he said he didn't want to go to the Warriors. Well, that's what the report said. So obviously somebody wasn't telling the truth. But he's probably just trying to work out that extension, see if he could get it or whatever the number would be. And I think he got what he wanted. I think he's happy. He's going to be there for a while. I guess we're going to see how he fits.
Rumors about Jimmy Butler not wanting to go to the Warriors were all over the internet during the trade deadline. The speculation was that he preferred a trade to the Phoenix Suns, but the deal fell through because Kevin Durant didn't want a reunion with the Warriors.
Malika, the Warriors have been seriously pursuing Kevin Durant over the last week, but sources tell me that Durant has no desire in a reunion with the Warriors. He does not want to go back to the Warriors, where he won 2 championships, won 2 finals MVPs.
In any case, Jeff Teague seems to think the Miami Heat and Andrew Wiggins got the better of the deal.
Biggs to Miami is fire.
Yeah, I think that's a better.
That's hard.
I
He's
think
going to
that's-
contribute that to him a lot.
I think that's a better trade than Jimmy going to the Warriors. I just don't think the Warriors got enough still.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know who had the two for them. Who got the two?
Oh, for the Warriors?
Yeah.
Well, they was doing that weird lineup where they kind of had Steph and Dennis. So at this point, I don't know what they going to do.
Yeah, I don't know even who's got the two for them.
Krasinski,
I'm really not excited about the Warriors, but I'm more excited about the Miami Heat. Getting Andrew Wiggins, giving him a chance to get back out there. He's one of those guys that can fit on any team because he plays defense.
Yeah.
And he's always going to get 20 points, 18 to 20 points
Regardless.
every night. It don't matter. So he's going to fit in easily with that Miami team.
If you are a basketball fan, you have to admit that Wiggins really revived his NBA career at the Warriors. A former #1 overall pick who was immediately traded in a deal that sent Kevin Love to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Wiggins' time with Minnesota saw him go from a future star into a bust, with many even thinking the Warriors got fleeced when they made a trade for the Canadian back in 2020.
Wiggins is a bad basketball player. He's owed $95 million over the next 3 years, starting next year. It's unspeakable they did this. So maybe I've been a little disconnected. So I do have to ask our NBA insider and also boxing insider Chris Mannix a question. Is there another Andrew Wiggins in the league? Are there two guys? Is it guys like the same names? Or is this the guy that was the #1 pick for the Cavs, traded for Kevin Love, and has arguably the worst contract in the sport?
Same guy.
That's the guy? Man, we are light years away from the Warriors being light years ahead of the whole rest of the league. The hell you doing, Bob Myers?
Anyway, fast forward to a few years later, and he is an All-Star and an NBA champion. The former NBA Rookie of the Year has completely revived his career, so much so that he has made a home in the Bay Area. Unfortunately, the trade means the Bay Area is no longer his home, and one person who is disappointed the most about Wiggins leaving has been Warriors head coach Steve Kerr. Kerr explained to the media that the league should reconsider moving the trade deadline to after the All-Star break to process the emotions of losing a player that he has grown fond of, like Wiggins.
Tough. You develop these relationships with guys, and they give you everything and commit to the team, and they've got families. Wiggs just had a baby boy last week. Girls in school. Wiggs is one of my favorite players I've ever coached. Just a beautiful soul, just a wonderful human being, and we don't hang that banner in 22 without him. Everything he brings every single day, the laughter, the smile, the joy, just a wonderful human being, and so I'm going to miss him. And
Kerr, however, acknowledges that he understands that it's the business of basketball, and Warriors superstar Steph Curry also echoes the same sentiment, even going as far as to praise Wiggins for what he meant to the team and how he helped the team win the championship back in 2022.
Our team in the locker room and just us talking, for Wiggs. Especially the amount of time he's been here, what he meant to our team and our franchise to help us climb the mountaintop again back in 22. He changed a lot for us for the better, and I hope his experience with us, changed a lot for him as well. And he's got a lot of basketball left in him, obviously.
In any case, speaking on Jimmy Butler joining the Warriors, Steph Curry explained that he understands that there was a lot of drama between Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat before he eventually got traded, and can only hope that the forward has all of that behind him and is extra motivated and committed to his new team. The point guard also pointed out that he was down to watching a lot of Miami's films to understand some of the sets they like to run for Jimmy Butler, so he would be easily integrated into the team's playing style.
He's obviously a competitor at the highest of levels, and being able to work off each other. I'm excited to see what it looks like. I'm gonna watch a lot of, whenever it's time to watch a lot of Miami film to understand some of the sets that they like to run for him, and see what we can kind of transition to our playbook. And we want to give him free reign to give us, some insight on what he's comfortable with and make those adjustments.
Coach Kerr also had high praises for Jimmy Butler, noting that he was excited to land such an elite talent and a huge addition to the team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to get Jimmy. He's an elite talent, one of the best playoff performers in the league. And, it's a huge addition for us.
Warriors forward Draymond Green also admits that he is a wonderful addition to the team and said he is the exact talent the team needs going forward.
We're excited to get Jimmy here. We know who Jimmy is, what he's capable of, and we need it. We need that type of fire. So definitely looking forward to him bringing his toughness, his leadership, his scoring ability, getting to the free throw line, defense, just everything he brings. I think it'll be the perfect fit. And just a good boost. But even more than just a boost, like, this is who we are moving forward, so we need it.
Draymond praised Jimmy Butler's ability not to turn the ball over, his strength and how he thrives in adversity, and that's something he is looking forward to, especially in the playoffs. One other NBA player who also looking forward to playoff Jimmy turning up for the Warriors in the playoffs is former NBA point guard Brandon Jennings. The former Milwaukee Bucks point guard admits that he likes the deal for the Golden State Warriors as he believes this is the telling of both Jimmy and Steph's career and they can go with a bang.
Do you like the move for the Warriors or for the Heat?
For the Warriors, because this is it. This is the tail end of their career. So if you're gonna go out with a bang, why not go get a guy like Jimmy Butler who's, when the playoffs comes, you know what he's gonna do.
Shockingly, as much as the Warriors team, and possibly only Brandon Jennings and Jeff Teague, are excited about this deal, the rest of the league seems to be skeptical about the trade. Many aren't even moved about it. ESPN sports analyst Stephen A. Smith called it nothing but a business deal.
Stephen A.,
Yeah.
I'll start with you on this. With the addition of Jimmy Butler, how dangerous is this Warriors team in the West?
No more dangerous than they were yesterday. Let's call
You're
it
not
what it is.
moved.
I'm not moved at all. Listen, and that's no knock against Jimmy Butler, but what we're not going to do today is call this a mega deal. It is not a mega deal. The fact of the matter is, if Jimmy Butler had ended up in Phoenix with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, that would have been a mega deal. No, this is not a mega deal. This is something that's gotten the Golden State Warriors about $19.3 million under the luxury tax, and it's saving them money. It's a business deal.
The sports analyst explained that NBA fans and teams are accustomed to seeing Steph thrive with a Klay Thompson kind of player, and Jimmy Butler is nothing like Klay Thompson. And even though he's a big-time player and his production is amazing, the Warriors system is just not a great fit for him, and his addition is not a great fit for Steph Curry. Stephen A. Smith doubles down on his take by saying they gave up 3 players for 1 older player, and they have to hope that he even remains healthy to make them contenders come playoffs. Shannon Sharp also agrees with Stephen A. The NFL Hall of Famer explained that Jimmy Butler won't be allowed to lead the Warriors as he did in Miami. And what better proof that this wasn't a good deal than the fact that Kevin Durant didn't even want to return to the Golden State Warriors.
Because you got to realize now he's not going to be the guy like he was in Miami. Right. Everything flows from Steph Curry. It's a move, constant motion. Jimmy, I agree with Stephen A. This doesn't do anything for me. They really wanted Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant wanted no parts of Golden State. He left on his own. And the guy that made him leave on his own is still there. I ain't going back there, man. You done yelled at me and cursed me out in my face. And you think I'm gonna come back and play with you and help y'all win? I would rather not win than go back and help you win after you were blatantly disrespectful to me.
Three-time NBA All-Star Gilbert Arenas, however, believes the addition of Butler is not even good enough to win a championship right now, and even for the next 2 years, that he is going to be paid $121 million for. So in essence, this deal is a terrible one.
You got Golden State, they bring in Jimmy.
Playing championship.
No, so what I'm saying is, you're as a business, you're making a trade, signing an extension, with the hopes of what?
Yeah. Winning a championship.
When?
Till 2027.
Huh?
When you look around
now and next year.
2027.
What I'm saying is, the teams that are playing right now for championships, they actually got better.
Yeah, but
You don't think the Warriors got better?
no, bro.
Not enough
It didn't change the roster.
for to win a championship?
Nah.
Yes, Butler is
To get to the
There's a 35-year-old
this
Jimmy
year, but-
Butler.
No,
but
you
got to put
don't
the
think they
team.
get something else?
What Gil's saying is put the team where it is at 10th. You add Jimmy, you go to 7.
Y'all was just saying
It's
when
not.
the Warriors
He's saying
were
if you
number
make, if you're
one in the
shaking up the
beginning of
roster
the
you're
year.
supposed to, then you go from
Well,
10
was saying,
to
I didn't-
4.
In his words, signing Jimmy Butler doesn't even make the Golden State Warriors team better than 5 teams in the East. Gilbert Arenas doubles down on his opinion, saying the Warriors spending all of that money on Jimmy Butler is not worth it and nothing but a business deal, because it not only makes them non-contenders, but they still have to spend more to get more important pieces to support their aging cast, knowing fully well that they have to get it right in the next 2 years of Jimmy's deal. The former Golden State Warriors guard claims if the Warriors had traded for Kevin Durant instead of spending all of that money on Jimmy Butler, they would have had a better deal and immediately become contenders. But Jimmy Butler doesn't do that for the Warriors.
If KD went to Golden State, that changes everything. Like that kind of heightens y'all 1 or 2 championship odds. Jimmy Butler doesn't do that for you. Next year, these same teams is in front of you. You're gonna have to land another star in the summer just to get in front of the teams right now, with them having money to get another star.
In any case, one of the few NBA players to see a little bit of hope has been Celtics legend Paul Pierce. The Hall of Famer sees Jimmy fitting the Warriors' offense and claims Jimmy Butler makes any team better. Paul Pierce further explained that he understands why the Warriors' front office made this trade, because in his opinion, they are trying to maximize the remaining of Steph Curry's prime, and they know for a fact that there's never going to be another Steph Curry.
Golden State, he gonna fit more with them because he gonna be felt more involved in the offense. You gotta use Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, you gotta.
You can't have him standing around.
And then what do you give up if you Golden State?
And when you Miami giving up a piece like that, you looking for some either
they gonna probably want Wiggins.
I'm trying to make a run with Steph still doing what Steph doing. Like, if we value Steph the way we say we do, and the way Steph's still playing at a high level, this is the best opportunity. And then we start all over in 3 years. We'll go in a different direction.
Damn.
You know, that's what it is. I'm gonna extend this window with Steph right now. If I gotta sacrifice a dude that may become something because I gotta skep at this dude right here, it ain't gonna be another one of him. So I wanna make sure we
Ain't gonna be another Steph?
It ain't gonna be no more Steph. So I wanna maximize this if I can. If I owe that to him.
Man, I think he's gonna make the team better, right?
Yeah, for sure. Jimmy making anybody better.
Another Hall of Famer who is super excited about Jimmy and Steph Curry playing together is Los Angeles Lakers legend Magic Johnson. According to the point guard, this an awesome trade for both the Miami Heats and especially the Golden State Warriors, because the addition of Jimmy Butler makes the Warriors a more explosive team. And with Steph Curry getting a running mate that can give the Warriors scoring, defense and toughness, the Golden State Warriors are most definitely a team to watch out for. The best thing about Butler is that he always takes his game to another level in the playoffs. Magic Johnson tweeted, "Well, Jimmy being talent and passion can never be questioned. Come playoffs, you can be sure to get one of the best talents the league has ever seen. However, the major concern has just been if he is a great fit for the Warriors. Does his addition make them better than top teams in the league? Or does it just make them another team in the West? Besides, a Jimmy and Draymond partnership can either go really well or very badly. There are just many scenarios where this trade is a great one or a recipe for disaster. In any case, with different people in the NBA having divided opinions about this trade, what do you all think about it? Do you think Jimmy Butler guarantees a championship for the Warriors? Or do you think the Warriors shouldn't have traded for Jimmy Butler? Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, the next video on your screen is worth your time.
This is the most shocking trade in NBA history.
This got to be the biggest trade I've seen since I've been in the league, or since I've been watching the sport. This is insane.
In the early hours of Saturday, everyone in the league, including NBA fans, got to witness the most shocking trade in NBA history. Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers and Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks. It was such a shocking news that many are still in disbelief to this very moment.
Back to our breaking news here on SportsCenter. Massive trade happening in the NBA right now. The Dallas Mavericks are trading Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. It's a 3-team deal that includes Utah, according to our Shams Charania, who you might hear from later on.
Milwaukee Bucks head coach Doc River thought it was an AI-generated trade because he had never seen such a trade in over 40 years in the NBA.
Just like everyone else, I thought it was AI generated. And then I found out it was real, so that's about it. I mean, it's just a shocking trade. You don't see it. I think I've seen a trade like this in my ever. Like, this is the way I would.
Los Angeles Lakers legend Magic Johnson also tweeted that this was the biggest trade he has seen in the NBA in the past 45 years he has been associated with the league. A 25-year-old superstar in his prime for an aging defensive all-star is just not something anyone in the world saw coming, except Mavs general manager Nico Harrison and Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka.
Rob Pelinka with the Lakers, Dallas Mavericks, Nico Harrison there doing this deal. And I'm told Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, the players, coaches, a lot of people on both sides with the Mavericks and Lakers had no idea. I can assuredly tell you it's a fact. LeBron James had no idea this was coming. Anthony Davis had no idea this was coming. I'm told Luka Doncic is still stunned about this trade.
You should know that Luka Doncic is one of 11 players in NBA history with 5+ first-team All-NBA selections within his first 6 NBA seasons. And of the 11 players, Luka is the first and only one to be traded before turning 30 years old. It was such a strange trade that by the time ESPN's Shams Charania broke the news of the trade on the internet, the entire world thought he was hacked, and NBA players were not left out. Bam Adebayo, Alex Caruso, and Tyrese Halliburton all asked if Sham got hacked on Twitter. Even Shams thought he got hacked when he got the news of the trade.
I thought my phone was hacked when I got the text messages with the details of the trade and when I got wind of the deal, but
this was actually Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal's live reaction after hearing about the trade during their game against the Trailblazers. Not even Steph Curry believed the news when he first heard it.
Are you sure? What? I know, but did he get hacked? Good or bad? Neither. Good or bad? That's real? That's real.
Anyway, fast forward to the reality that Luka has finally joined the Lakers and AD, the Mavs, and many in the league have continued to share their shock, disappointment, or have something to say about the trade. Former NBA guard Austin Rivers called the trade the third most shocking trade he has seen in his life, after LeBron to the Miami Heat and Kevin Durant to the Golden State Warriors, before later calling the trade blasphemous because it made no sense for the Mavs to trade a young top 3 player in the league that just took his team to the NBA Finals last year. Former Mavs and Lakers guard Quincy Cook was totally stunned, saying the trade made no sense. In his words, this trade meant that there is no loyalty in the league because AD helped the Lakers win a championship after a 10-year drought, and Luka just took the Mavs to their first finals since 2011, a few months back. 4-time NBA champion Draymond Green said he first heard the news from Steph, and at this very moment is still at a loss for words about the trade.
I personally was at the Warriors poker charity night when the trade went down at Steph's 2 tables behind me. And Steph goes, Draymond, you see this? I had heard like the Warriors were looking at making some trades and all of that. So he goes, you see this? And I'm like, see what? He like the trade. I said, they did it? I'm thinking he talking about it as something that just came up with us. He like, Luka and AD. I said, huh? What? I walk around this table. He showed me the phone. I'm like, is this real? I look closer like, it's from Sean. It's real. You could bet your bottom dollar. I was at a loss. I'm still at a loss for words.
Not even LeBron James believed the trade was real, and it wasn't until Luka landed in LA and he saw AD at the Mavs shoot-around that it hit him that this was true.
I was my family dinner and got the news, and the first time I heard it, I thought it was for sure fake. It was a hoax. People messing around, whatever. But then when AD called me, AD FaceTimed me, and I talked to him for quite a while. And even when I got off the phone with him, it still didn't seem real, and it still pretty much didn't seem real until I saw Luka today, and then I saw a clip of AD at the Dallas shoot-around. That's when it finally hit me like
Minnesota Timberwolves shooting guard Anthony Edwards was very shocked at the possibility of who is arguably the best scorer in NBA history being traded in his prime. Edwards even confessed that he is scared that the Luka trade meant he wasn't safe.
They say that nobody knew about the trade. Yeah, so that's crazy. At 25, they traded probably the best scorer in the NBA at 25. And he didn't know about it. So it's a lot more digging somebody got to do to find out why he got traded. Because you don't just trade him at 25. He just went to the finals, you know what I'm saying? So I feel bad for Luka, man. Because I saw some on YouTube that said he just bought a crib and everything in Dallas. So that sucks, man. That sucks. Everybody getting informed, yeah. I'm scared. Yeah, I'm scared. Tim, hey, if you gonna trade me, let me know, dog. When Luka got traded, anybody is able to get traded, definitely.
2-time league MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo said he initially believed the trade was fake news, before later saying if Luka Doncic could get traded, this meant no one was safe in the NBA. I thought it was fake news. It's insane. Obviously, I played against Luka a lot of times, and AD, and all the people that were included in the trade. This is the world we're living in. It's a business. You have to understand, nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. 9-time All-Star Paul George, who is also in shock about the trade, revealed that for the longest he believed Luka Doncic and Victor Wembanyama were the only 2 untradeable assets in the league. But right now, he knows for a fact that no one is safe.
No way an organization trades away a franchise player like that. A one-of-a-kind diamond in the rough. Still, I'm like, all right, no way. They just went to the finals last year. He's a walking triple-double with 30 points a night. He's a perennial superstar. Like, he'll be in this league producing for a very long time. He's only 25. It's fair for everyone to think they're, anything can happen. Anybody's tradable. For the longest, I thought Wembanyama and Luka was probably the two most untradeable players in the league.
New Orleans Pelicans shooting guard CJ McCollum tweeted that if Luka could get traded, even he wasn't safe. Gotta pack them bags just in case nowadays. If the Don got traded, only Lord knows. McCollum tweeted. 3-time league MVP Nikola Jokic wasn't left out, as he had similar opinions about players in the league. According to the center, this has to be the biggest trade in NBA history, and everyone in the league should know by now that nobody is safe in the league.
It's definitely one of the biggest trades probably I'm not going to say in history, but let's say last 5, 10, 15 years, I don't know. But it seems like nobody's safe, and probably should be that way,
Brooklyn Nets forward Zaire Williams even lost a bet, as his initial thoughts about the trade were that it was fake news.
Yeah, it was crazy. I actually lost a bet. I lost a bet with a couple of guys because I thought it was fake. So I owe about $300 to some of these guys. But yeah, it was crazy, man. It was definitely blockbuster to say the least.
When it comes to the bet, you don't have to tell me who was it against or worth, but when you first saw it, everyone thought, a lot of people thought that someone's account potentially got hacked and that it wasn't real.
Yeah, shoot, Luka, I thought, they were already building his statue. So, hey, man, that's the NBA for you. Nobody's safe.
In fact, in the words of 2-time NBA Finals MVP, Kevin Durant, if he, Luka, can get traded, then anybody's up for grabs.
Insane, it's crazy. Yeah, would have never thought Luka Doncic get traded at this age, mid-season. The NBA is a wild place, man. If he can get traded, then anybody's up, for grabs, So yes.
The Phoenix Suns forward said this trade was by far the biggest he has seen since he got drafted into the NBA, and even since he started watching basketball.
This got to be the biggest trade I've seen since I've been in the league, or since I've been watching the sport. This is insane.
KD's teammate and 4-time NBA All-Star Devin Booker couldn't even believe it was Luka Doncic who got traded at first.
Happened here. Somebody told us on the bench. Said Luka. I said Luka Garza. Who got traded? No shade about
right to Garza, right.
The shooting guard explained that Luka, who many believed was untouchable and untradeable, goes to show that the NBA is just business and is unpredictable.
I really don't know what to say about it. Luka being a guy that everybody's claimed is untouchable and untradeable, and the NBA shows you again.
Right.
Just you can't predict it. It's a business. They're always having a conversation about you. So don't think you're safe at any point.
2-time league MVP Steph Curry also went on to address the unpredictability of the league, saying this trade was a reminder that there are only a few in this league that can go to sleep with any type of confidence.
Expressed their surprise at the Luka trade, the Luka for AD trade. How did that one land with you?
Just because of how kind of out of blue it was, without any type of hint or rumor or any kind of sign. That's especially them coming off the finals. Like, it's a reminder. Maybe only a few in this league that can go to sleep with any type of confidence, but that you still be there. It's kind of a very unique situation across the board, but I think just the idea that it happened in silence was pretty crazy. The fact that you hear a trade and everybody thinks somebody's been hacked is hilarious.
Interestingly, in all of these shocks and disbelief about no one being untouchable in the NBA, Oklahoma City Thunder's superstar Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wasn't shocked. According to The Guard, he has been in a similar situation in the past and has come to understand that it's all business and nothing more.
Yeah, I learned that lesson the hard way. My first year in the NBA, I got traded out of the blue, didn't see it coming. So it doesn't surprise me any more than myself getting traded a long time ago. I found out it was a business my first season, and no matter what, that will always stay with me. So it didn't I always say no matter how untouchable you think you are, you never know. There's always something out there. So that's how my mindset is. And I guess that keeps me with a little bit of an edge to make sure that I take care of what I need to, so that the team that I'm with values me as much as I want them to.
Amidst all the confusion among several players in the league, Denver Nuggets forward Michael Porter Jr. thinks the whole trade is just weird and is certain something is going to come out in time to explain this strange trade.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty confused. We're still talking about it, just how that's really possible. Just in the fact that they made the finals that last year, and it's the only way that trade makes sense now is if they win the championship. That's the only other thing better than making the finals a year later is winning a championship. So, I don't know really. I'm not sure. I've been on the floor with Luka, and obviously he's a once in a generational player. And now, it was just a weird thing overall. So I still feel like there's some facts that are gonna come out over time, because it just doesn't. I can't really comprehend how that really makes sense, to be honest.
Hall of Famer Charles Barkley also believes there is something we don't yet know that made this trade a necessity, and it could very well be his conditioning.
Let me tell you something. The only people know Luka Doncic is the Dallas Mavericks. Guys who've been with him for years or who are around him every day. He's a great player. He's a great player. But all us talking heads, they know something. They must know something we don't know. Because, listen, he's been hurt. Everybody complains about his conditioning. But once you give a guy 5 years, $350 million, y'all are stuck together for life.
Luka Doncic's conditioning, according to some reports, has so far been the biggest reason for this trade. The guard was rumoured to have reached up to 270 pounds, and the Dallas Mavericks were growing concerned. At 270 pounds, Luka was the 7th heaviest player in the NBA. But as absurd as those reports are, Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal has come out to say Luka's conditioning is not enough reason to trade the young superstar. According to Shaq, a fat Luka is better than 99.9% of the guards in the NBA. And if that was the reason they let the guard go, then they made a very terrible mistake.
He doesn't look out of shape to me. I need to know what the term when you say out of shape, is he fat? Does he have a six-pack? Does he not have it? Are we talking body fat?
A lot of stories he's ballooned up to 270 and all
because one of my best friends just told me fat Luka is better than 99.9% of all the guards in the game. So, in shape Luka, 5 years, first team NBA. Fat Luka or this out of shape Luka, first team All NBA 5 years. So, if that's the case, they let him go. Obviously, I would definitely have to blame management, because there's better ways to handle that.
Luka Doncic's conditioning had been a growing concern at the Dallas Mavericks organization for several years now, and it got to a point that fired multiple people in the organization in hopes that it would make his conditioning consistent. The Dallas Mavericks fired former Director of Player Health and Performance Casey Smith in 2023 and fired strength coach Jeremy Holsopple and manual therapist Casey Spangler after last season, all staffers that Doncic enjoyed working with. According to ESPN reports, the Mavs believed Luka's ideal weight was 245 pounds, and given that he had missed 27 games this season due to injuries, including 11 days to lose weight, the Dallas Mavericks GM, Nico Harrison, decided to trade him out. Well, the conditioning rumors have since been disproved by Luka, who publicly claimed that it wasn't true, even though he believes that it was Nico Harrison's motive to trade him. In any case, some NBA players have since come to his defense, and one of the many so far is his new teammate, Dorian Finney-Smith, who joked that if Luka can record an almost triple-double a game, then maybe he needs to be as fat as Luka.
I know him, man. He want to play the whole game. I think he played like 40 minutes every game last playoff. So that's one thing about LD. He a hooper. He want to play. So I don't really look at the noise. I look at his production, and he produces. So shit. If I'm putting up them type of numbers, maybe I need to be 270. Shit.
Maxi Kleber, who got traded alongside Luka, also said all the negative reports about Luka since the trade have been untrue and just media noises to taint the guard's image.
There's been a lot of negative things said about Luka in the last couple of days. Just what have your reactions been to what has been said about him?
I know Luka, so I know it's true or not. And if you get to know him, and you guys will, you see how great of a person he is and how serious he takes his job and everything he does. So with stuff like that and attention, I think there's always positive and negative news that come out. But he's a very good person. He's a very hard worker. He's a very great teammate. He's, like I said, been growing over the years. He's always pushed his teammates to become better. So I have nothing but positive things to say about him. So, but yeah, I can't say it really here in front of you guys, but media is media, so stuff just happens and people want to talk. But from my side, I can only say that he's a really good person.
Anyway, away from the shocks and negative reports about him since his trade, his former teammates have also expressed their shock about the trade and wished him nothing but the best. And one of the many Mavs players to talk about the trade has been Kyrie Irving. The duo took the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA Finals just a few months back, and according to the point guard, he is still grieving the trade. But he understands that it's just business.
Imagine that you're going to get ready to go to sleep and then you find out news like that. So it's still a grieving process right now. Miss my hermano. We had a lot of time together. Keith too, and Maxi. And we just built some bonds that went beyond the basketball court. So if anybody can understand that at home, when someone or a few group of people or a few people leave in a trade, it's going to be difficult, and that's what we're dealing with right now. But this is a business. It's way above my pay grade. I just got to adjust and be ready to welcome in my new teammates with open arms and kind of be ready to go back to Dallas too, to speak in front of our fans. I know they're feeling it too. I'm feeling it too, guys. So yeah, it's just an adjustment period, and
Mavs power forward Daniel Gafford also agrees that it's the business of the game, even though he confessed that it hurts and it's a tough reality for the team. Quentin Grimes, who also just got traded to the Sixers, agrees that it's business, agreeing that it hurts to see Luka get traded.
Initial shock, I feel like. You kind of just, you don't even really have emotions to describe it, really. Kind of just, you never think a player of that caliber would get traded from Dallas, but, it's a business for sure. So, just wish him all the best for sure.
Mavs center PJ Washington confessed that he was just as shocked as everyone, but understood that it's the business of basketball and is looking forward to their new guys.
The reaction to it?
It surprised me. For sure I was shocked, but I think just want to wish him the best for sure. Obviously he's one of our brothers and went through the fires and the battles with him, so definitely wish the best for him. And obviously it's in this business, it's part of it, so definitely sucks to see him leave, but excited for him, and then also excited for us to get a guy in Anthony Davis and Max Christie as well. So excited to see how they fit, and can't wait for us to get them here and get going.
Klay Thompson, who also just joined the Dallas Mavericks, noted that it's all part of the NBA, and he going to welcome AD and Christie with open arms.
I wish Luka the best. I mean, it was a joy to play with him in those 22 games we were together. But we're going to obviously welcome AD with open arms. You know, obviously one of the best players ever, being top 75. And this is the nature of the business. You have to be professional about all things in front of you. And I look forward to keeping the goal the same. And that's obviously to end it with our year to win. But it's just a hard part of the NBA.
In any case, this trade has also seen many in the league wondering who actually won the trade. You've got to understand that Luka teaming up with LeBron in the Lakers is bound to form a dangerous duo, plus the fact that no superstar has ever joined the Lakers in their prime and not won a championship. From Kareem to Shaq, Gasol, LeBron and Anthony Davis, history on Luka Doncic's side. But how long would it take for him to land his first ring? Plus, does AD's addition to the Mavs guarantee a championship? Well, NBA Hall of Famers like Shaq and Charles Barkley and future Hall of Famer Carmelo Anthony all believe Mavs won this trade, at least for the immediate future.
However, I think Dallas got better of the trade for the next 2 years anyway.
The Mavs got a great Anthony Davis. So Luka's great. Anthony Davis is great. This is going to be one of the most fascinating things. And the thing is, it's going to be fascinating probably for the next 10 years. The Mavs won the trade for the immediate next three or 4 years. But the Lakers got a bright future if they put the right pieces around Luka.
We've been saying AD was the best player in the league for a long time.
Yes.
On both sides of the basketball. We can't forget that aspect of it either. Like, I think it's going to turn out to be a really, really good trade for both sides. But for what Dallas need and what Lakers need, Lakers needs are bigger than right now.
Right.
They needs are, hey, he's our next face of the organization. And what Dallas is getting back for Luka, it's actually a really, really good piece. It's a very pivotal piece to them trying to win now.
AD the type of player that you can play anyway.
AD adapts.
There's not one team that I can put AD on and say, oh, it ain't gonna work out for him. He's just that kind of player. I'm not saying who won the trade or whatever, but immediately, I think Dallas.
In the immediate future, the Dallas Mavericks seem to have a higher ceiling right now than the Lakers do.
For what it's worth, the conversation about who wins this trade could only known for a fact after one of them wins a championship. With the right pieces, they are both contenders right now, even though the Mavs definitely look scarier on paper. In any case, we all just have to watch out for how this plays out, now and in the future. Even Kevin Durant is excited to see how the trade pans out for both teams. You have Luka and LeBron, Reeves, then Kyrie, AD, Gafford. So many great players. I just can't wait to see it on the floor and hear from both of them. I know that first time talking is going to be an eventful time. If you enjoyed this video, the next video on your screen is worth your time.